Hey guys, welcome to my second Pilates video. What you'll need: magic circle, 1 to 2 pound weights, or 3 if you really want to go for it. TheraBands. Do you have any balls? I do. Alright, hey guys, good morning. As you can tell, we're gonna start at the back of our mat standing up. Push those feet into the ground and feel stacked all the way down from your toes to the top of your skull. I want you to reach those arms up and take an inhale, then sweep them down and take an exhale through your mouth or your nose. Do this a few more times, adding a deeper inhale each time. Remember to always go at your own pace to your desire. Today our focus is going slow and feeling our body intuitively. After your last breath, I want you to draw those scapulas up, keeping those arms straight, and put those shoulders by your ears as high as you can. Just squeeze them, bringing them up and then dropping them down. One more time. Push those shoulders forward, push scapula up, put those shoulders by your ears, squeeze, and drop. Bring those arms out straight in front of you and start dropping one arm, bringing it back to your starting position, then dropping the other arm and bringing it back to center. Slowly start switching them like you're running, but with straight arms, and keeping the rest of your body super still, especially those hips. Stand grounded with those feet. After you do this for a couple more times, we're going to step our feet out mat distance apart, so a little wider with our feet. Then clasp your hands behind you and put them at the nape of your neck, lifting your head up. We're doing standing oblique twists. Initiating from your rib cage, I want you to slowly start twisting to your right side, keeping the lower part of your body still and just moving your ribs and your oblique muscles. Really slow, bring it back to center, breathe, and other side. Lifting from your left rib and initiating from your left elbow, twisting to one side and bringing it back to center. Try this one more time, each side. Bring your feet back, hip distance apart, and stretch your right palm out in front of you, flexing your fingers towards the sky. With your left hand, grab the top 4 fingers, so everything but your thumb, and start pulling it with your left palm, pushing your right heel away from you. And just breathe. Don't be too hard on your wrists. Now flip that right hand so your fingers are pointed towards the ground, and same stretch. You may switch to your left hand at any time. Put those hands on your hips and roll one foot out, going one direction in a circle, and then switching, just going back and forth. Do it as many times as you need, and then switch to the other side. When you're done, swing those legs around in a circle. Initiating from your knees, we're opening our hips right now. Grab your leg if you need assistance. And don't go too big with these circles, just naturally lift that leg up, internally rotating it, and then externally rotating it. One leg, then the other. I want you to draw that left foot over your right. Find a good stance and reach that left arm up. Initiating from your left rib cage and lifting from your right hip, reach over to the right side with that left arm and bring your gaze up towards the sky, towards the left if you want to. And just breathe. Then switch to the other side, so right foot goes over left, Right arm draws up, lifting from your right rib cage and lifting from your left hip. Reach on over and bring that gaze towards the sky on the right side and just breathe. Bring your stance back to hip distance apart. We're going to take a huge inhale in, reach those arms up, and exhale, sweep them down. Put your thumbs by your rib cage. Using your fists, tuck that stomach under and slowly roll down, just to where you need and where you feel your back is lengthened. We're trying not to put so much pressure on our lower back in this position because it's a lot for our backs to take. Draw those arms down slowly, just hang, and eventually, if you can, put those palms on your mat. Bring your gaze towards your knees or your thighs and just breathe. Let's take a stretch here. Making sure our hips are even and we have a lot of energy throughout our palms, meaning you're pushing the ground away from you from your palms. Slowly start inching your way into a downward dog position. Once you're there, melt those heels down into the ground and push the ground away from you a little more, lengthening that spine. Make sure that your ears are in line with your arms and that your gaze is towards your knees or your thighs. And just breathe and stretch. From here, we're going into hover, so initiating from your palms and your shoulders. Push yourself into an all fours position, but keep those knees hovered above the mat. Lift those shoulders up and away from the ground and have a lot of energy through your hands, pushing the ground away from you and keeping that core extra tight. Your spine should be straight when you get into the hover position. This is your last one. Let's find that hover and then slowly just drop those knees and find your all fours. Hands stacked above your shoulders and your knees stacked above your hips. Adjust anything you need to and really find this all four position. Start by dropping your tailbone slightly. We're going into cow. Draw that collarbone and chest up. Feel like you're lengthening your spine instead of arching your spine. This should be a very small move to start. Then push those hands into the ground and drop your tailbone the other way, going into cat and drawing your shoulders up and curving your chest and collarbone in. Keep breathing, go nice and slow, and we're going to do this one more time, or if you have time, do it a couple more times. Again, go at your own pace, but make sure that those knees are right underneath your hips and that your hands are right underneath your shoulders for this entire exercise. After your last cat, just find a neutral spine, so a straight spine, and then lift that right leg up, but keep your knee on the ground and just start swinging it side to side. This is going to alleviate your hips, and then eventually start following your big toe with your head. Alright, other side, so lift that right foot up, keeping that knee on the ground, and just start swinging it side to side. Keep that left hip super still. And then follow that big toe with your head. This next exercise is really great for opening our hips. I want you to look at your screen if you get confused. Keeping your knees on the mat, tap that left foot outside of your mat. Then from there, initiate from the hands and shoulders and open that entire leg up. so that you are standing on your left foot and drawing back into a child's pose. One more time, and then we'll switch sides. Moving on to the right side, keeping your knees on the mat, tap that right foot outside of your mat. Then from there, initiate from the hands and shoulders and open that entire right leg up so that you're standing on your right foot and drawing back into a child's pose. From here, let's find our all fours again, going back to our straight spine. Make sure that that core is tight, and we're going to start with our left arm. Just draw that arm up to your chest while keeping everything else super still. And then draw it back down and switch sides. Going at your own pace, do this a few more times. Alright, and this is going to be my last one, so I'm lifting my right arm up and drawing it back down. After this, we're just going to push back into a simple child's pose to alleviate our shoulders for a little bit. Draw those palms up to the sky and just breathe. Take about 20 more seconds in child's pose and just breathe. Keep breathing because we're going to be going back into our all fours position. If your arms are getting tired, that is alright. This is going to be our last phase in our all fours position. Slowly roll up, inching those palms or just scooping that belly and rolling up. And after this, just find your all fours position again. Hands right over your shoulders, knees right over your hips. When you have found that position, I want you to sweep that left arm by your ear and draw it back down. Inhale on the reach, exhale on your out. Right arm sweeps up, inhale, and exhale, sweep it back down. We're going to be switching to our legs now. Keeping that knee towards the floor, I want that toe to be the last thing that lifts off the ground, and just draw it up. This doesn't have to lift very high, and try to really think about your glute muscles during this entire exercise. Switch to the left side. That left toe is the last to leave, and you draw it up, squeezing that glute. Keep that spine straight and that core tight, and make sure that your hands are still having that energy through them. Let's try it again, one more time each side. On this round at the top, see if you can add little pulses. Again, it doesn't have to lift very high. If you don't want to do this, that is okay. Just keep the original exercise. I'm pulsing my leg about 8 to 10 times. If you need to after your last leg, adjust so that you are in a very strong all fours position. We are lifting opposite leg to arm, keeping that same energy that we had when we were lifting just our arms and our legs. Keep that core really tight. You might wobble a little bit, and that is okay. Just lift to where you can. If you did it once on both sides and you're happy with that, just stay there on your all fours. If you want to try again, let's try again. Alright, after your last lift, you can go back into your child's pose and just breathe. You are done on your all fours. Now that was just a workout in itself, especially since we're going so slow. So if you are happy with that, then that was your day. But I have a lot more to show you too. So if you want to keep going, then let's go. From your child's pose, I want you to slide those fingers slightly forward and go into your cobra. Lift that chest up, really press through those hands, lift through your shoulders, and draw that collarbone and chest up to the sky. And look towards the sky, drawing in that sun. If you're outside, that'd be awesome. But it's quite cold here in Minnesota. Initiating from your hands, shoulders, and lower abdominals, press back into your child's pose. And just breathe again. And when you're ready, you can roll up. Now I want you to lay on your left side first. Make sure that those toes are reaching towards more the top of your mat. Knees are parallel, hips are stacked, and your hip is slightly lifted so your rib cages aren't dropping. They should be lifted and protecting you. Flex your bottom foot like you're standing on it and lift that right leg up, just a little bit above your hip and lowering it down. Not too much. Again, these can be very small movements. We're trying to target our side glute here. Go at your own pace. Your right hand should be on the mat supporting you, and your left hand is just resting on your head. I'm lifting my leg up about 10 times. However, if you did 5 and you felt it, you're good to go. If you want to rest, you can rest. I was pushing myself a little more this round, so I'm doing about 10 leg lifts. Once you've done your rounds, keep that leg up and draw tiny circles one way, and then draw tiny circles the other way. These are very small movements. Make sure that you're using that side glute muscle to lift that leg up and around. Then bend your knee and sweep that leg like a bicycle, pointing your foot at the back and then flexing your foot at the front and reaching it back. And again, point that foot, bend that knee, bend, bicycle forward, flex that foot, straighten that knee, and sweep. Very good. Give that leg your last squeeze, lift up and lower down. Now you may lie down completely and draw that left leg up into a passe position and just set it down right in front of you. That right leg is going to be straight and stacked. Flex that foot and we're going to start lifting it up literally just like an inch or two off the ground and start pulsing it. This is going to get your right inner thighs working. Your inner thighs are a lot more important than we give credit to, so we do need to start working them because they're going to help with our squats, hip thrusts, and just standing and feeling balanced from head to toe. After you've done enough pulses, drop that leg down and I want you to come into a fetal position, drawing your knees in towards your chest. breathe, and once you're ready, you may roll up. And we're going to switch sides and repeat that entire thing again. Again, make sure that your knees are forward, your hips are stacked and lifted. Use that left arm for support and flex that bottom foot. I like to keep my lifting foot dangled so that I feel it a lot more from my glute. I like to pay a lot of attention to the glute instead of my entire leg. And draw those tiny circles. After you have done your circles, we're going into our bicycle. So bend that knee, draw it forward, flex that foot at the front, and I'm going very slow, sorry. Sweep it back. This side is very difficult for me. And bend that knee. I'm not pointing my foot, but you should be. And then you're flexing at the front and sweeping it back. Very good. Give it that last squeeze and lift at the top, and you may relax. Bring that top leg out in front of you and stack it down. And then we will be using our right leg. I think I said right leg on the other side too. I'm sorry, that was supposed to be your left. Lift that right leg up just a little bit above the ground and let's start pulsing that leg. I do this about 12 to 16 times, but again, go at your own pace and do as many reps as you would like. You can tell on this side that my right leg is a lot stronger in their inner thighs than my left, so I need to work on my left side more. Try to keep stuff like that in mind for next time. And let's drop that leg down and go into our fetal position, drawing our knees towards our chest and just breathing. Close those eyes, feel a release, and whenever you're ready, you can roll up. But I'm going to stay here just for 2 more deep breaths. And when you're ready, you may roll up. We are going to be seated on our glutes next with our legs out in front of us. we're gonna go into our forward stretch. Reach those hands straight out in front of you and start curving your back. I want you to think someone has you behind your lats and it's pushing you back, but you're trying to reach forward with your fingertips. Slide that pubic bone forward and tuck your tailbone under. Drawing your navel in, lifting through your ribs and dropping that sternum and reaching back, 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 and slowly rolling down all the way to your back. Try to keep your arms aligned with your ears this entire time. Once you're on your back, I want you to slide those feet in so that you are standing on both your feet and drawing your heels towards your glutes. Place your hands on your pelvis so that you make sure they're stable and they're even on both sides. I'll give you some time to adjust. Make sure that your sitting bones are also even. Just breathe and relax. We're going into our marches soon. I want you to use that lower abdominal and tuck that pelvic under so that you can lift through your knees and your hips. Let's start with our left leg, drawing it up. This should be more of an abdominal exercise than anything else, so really try to use your hands to feel if your lower abdominals are engaged. You should feel a muscle pop up when you do this. And switch legs, so the right leg goes up and draw it back down. That opposing leg, that supporting leg, should be very still. Feel as if you're standing on your feet in this position when your feet are flat on the ground. To really get our lower abdominals in the correct maintenance for our ab exercises, we're going to be doing this about 8 to 10 more times. If you feel comfortable, you may put your hands by your sides now. After your last round, let's draw one leg up and meet the other in tabletop. To prepare for our hundreds, I want you to reach those arms in line with your ears, and then I want you to bring them straight towards the ceiling. From here, reach those arms forward by your hips, lift through your chest, drop that sternum and tuck that chin, and keep the rest of your body quiet. Engage those abdominals and start pulsing those arms. Inhale, drawing that tongue up towards the ceiling of your mouth, and exhale, dropping that tongue towards the bottom of your mouth. Inhale for about 3 to 5 counts, and then exhale for about 3 to 5 counts. Your inhale is where you get your energy, so use it. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Keep pulsing those arms. You got it. If you need to rest, rest. But keep going if you can. You are doing so amazing even if you're resting, but I have an extra challenge for you. If you're still there pulsing, straighten those legs straight up to the sky. Inhale and exhale. Keep breathing. And we are done. You may rest, bringing your back down to the floor again. Bring those knees into your chest and just hug them and breathe. We're getting ready for our roll up, so now I want you to stretch everything out. Arms behind you, legs straight out in front. Take a deep exhale and then inhale. Squeeze your inner upper thighs together and start rolling up, engaging those abdominals, keeping those arms aligned with your ears. Draw your navel back and lift through your rib cage and stretch forward using those arms, reaching forward, 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 and slowly tucking that pelvic under, keeping those arms aligned still and rolling all the way back. If you have trouble with this, a good trick is to flex your feet and squeeze those heels together, so then you'll really find the engagement through your lower abdominals. These are difficult, so try these at your own pace and try to figure out how can I get my lower abdominals engaged and how can I lift up easily while keeping my arms aligned with my ears. Really squeezing those legs together helps me. When you reach the top next, I want you to straighten your back, tuck that pelvic under, engage those lower abdominals, keep those arms aligned, and lean back slightly. You should feel a shake in your inner core here. Squeeze those legs together, keep those feet and legs down, and you may relax. Now we're going to be going into our glute bridges next. If you have a magic circle, grab that first and roll all the way down to your back. I want you to put the magic circle in between your legs, right above your knees, and try to squeeze them with your inner and outer thighs all at the same time. Squeeze the circle together evenly from both sides. You can even use your hands, and start lifting your booty up, keeping that neutral pelvis and tucking your pelvic under, engaging those abdominals and relaxing your upper body. Place those hands on your pelvis if you need to stabilize and even them out. That is very important for glute bridges, as we don't want to be doing these wrong. Go at your own pace. Try to get about 6 to 10 in. Once you're done with your phase, grab your magic circle and loop it around the outside of your legs and put it right above your knees again. We're still using our inner and outer thighs, but now we're using more of our abductors. And when you are ready, lift those hips up into your glute bridge, standing on your 2 feet. Always a good trick is pushing through those heels, but also think about the all fours of your feet too. We will be only lifting our hips 3 to 4 more times. And at the last one, I'm going to tell you when to draw your arms up to the ceiling and hold. Lower those glutes if you're up, and then I want you to start drawing those arms towards the ceiling, and we're going to lift up and hold and breathe. If you can, start pulsing those glutes up just a little bit. Really use your glutes and just think about squeezing your glutes in and out, in and out. Keep those arms up or draw those hands back towards your sides, and now start pulsing that magic band out and out and out, just a little bit. The magic circle is just going to give you a little bit of give, and it's going to help stabilize your hips while you're doing this. done with that, lift up just a little bit, squeeze those glutes, and slowly roll back down. That is the end of our glute series. Just breathe, relax, feel the sensations. And when you're ready, you may unloop your magic circle. You're going to be seated up now in crisscross applesauce, and just put your magic circle right in front of you and with your palms on the outside. And we are just going to be squeezing our arms in and in and in. Try to use those chest muscles. Do this as many times as you would like, and take as many rests as you would like. A good trick is to look at your circle and make sure that you're evenly pressing on both sides. When you are done with your pulses, I want you to grab your magic circle and just reach up. Breathe and just stretch that back and chest out. And you may put your magic circle away. We are done with that. Now this section will be working on our arms. If you have a TheraBand, please grab it. You can also use your weights for this exercise. If you don't have anything, just use nothing and just use your body weight and your tension. With your TheraBand, step right in the middle and loop those arms around the edges. After this, squeeze your core, make sure those shoulders are slightly forward, and we are going to start our bicep curls. I am just checking to see if my form is correct because sometimes I struggle with bicep curls, and making sure that I'm feeling it in my biceps and not anywhere else. Remember that you can do this just without weights or a TheraBand. Just keep your palms flat or in a fist and really just use your tension and your body weight, feeling as if you do have weights in your hands or a TheraBand in your hands. Since we're using lighter resistance or lighter weights, we are going to be doing this quite a lot of times. But again, go at your own pace and do as many reps as you would like. I think I did about 12 to 16. And we are done with bicep curls. Our next exercise, we're going to be reaching our arms straight out in front of us and holding some resistance with our TheraBand. Make sure that the TheraBand is even on both sides, and all we're doing is we're going to be using our chest and collarbone muscles to pull it away from us and then pull it back to our starting position. Go at your own pace and again, do as many reps as you would like. Truly, it's about what your body needs and until you feel it, right? So just do it until you really feel it and then try to push a little more and then be done. rest, shake those arms out a little bit, and that is the end of our arms today. Let's alleviate some tension in our necks. Just put your hands on your hips and look to one side and look to the other side. Just do this a couple times. Now let's work on our abductors just a little more. I want you to double wrap your band, or if you just have a booty band, just loop it around your ankles. And we're going to be performing our side steps. All right, basketball stance, feet are parallel, and either put some tension within your hands or grab your hands together, or put your hands by your hips and touch those glutes so that you can feel it. All you're going to be doing is stepping out and in. These can be very little steps. Just go from one side to the other side of the mat and then move on back. Cross your mat about 6 to 8 times. You are doing so great. Keep pushing. Again, if you need a rest, always just rest. Make sure you're breathing, and we're almost done. All right, last cross back and relax. Good job. Straighten those legs and take a deep inhale in. Sweep those arms up, and exhale, sweep those arms down. Unloop your band and then grab your weights if you have them. You do not need them for your next exercise, but they're an extra challenge. Hold the 2 weights together out in front of you by your chest and lift your spine so that it's lengthened. On your inhale, open that chest up slightly towards the sky, and on your exhale, curve it slightly, dropping your pelvic and navel in. Let's do this a few more times, going at your own pace. Once you've reached a good curved position, hold it and twist over to your left side, using your left rib as initiation. These will target our oblique muscles, and twist over to the right. Let's do this one more time on each side. Go really slow so that you're making sure that you're initiating from your rib cages and you're using your oblique muscles. Keep that lower abdominal tight and your feet flat on the ground. Find your way back to center and then reach those weights straight out in front of you, keeping a soft bend from your elbows. And we are going to start pulsing. Use your lower abdominals, draw that navel in, drop that sternum, and lift your ribs. Little pulses. Not too much, that's all you need. Now you can bring your weights back to center and reach those arms up, reaching those weights towards the sky. Sweep them around to shoulder height, and once you get to your shoulders, wrap them around so that you're back to your starting position and curve backwards. We are going to lower our weights down to the floor and bring them back up. Inhale on your lower and exhale on your way back up. Just do a couple more. Make sure you're lifting that rib cage and you're breathing. Once you are done, you may bring those weights back to your center and roll back up. You may put those weights away, you don't need those anymore. And then let's do our forward stretch again to alleviate our hips and our spine. Draw that pubic bone forward, tuck that pelvic under, engage those abdominals, lengthen that spine, and start reaching those fingertips forward, curving slightly. Keep breathing. And you may reach those arms back up and relax. Relax those feet, relax those legs, and just shake them out. Let's find our cross-legged position again. And just sit standing up, deep breath in, swipe those arms up, and deep breath out. And just place your palms right by your sides. Drop one head down to one shoulder and just stretch it out, alternating sides. However much time you need on each side is fine. Take some nice deep breaths here and just really try to relax every part of your body. Last but not least, put those hands together in your prayer position, put your thumbs by your sacrum, drop that chin down, and just breathe. And that is the end of class. If you would like to go into your child's pose, you may. Go into your all fours, tuck those toes under, and slowly start inching your way back. When you're hanging down, you may grab your elbows and just hang there for a little bit as well, and then roll up when you're ready. And take a deep inhale and exhale at the top, reaching those arms up. As many inhales and exhales as you need. If you're done, you're done. Have a good day. I hope you guys enjoyed class. I'm going to continue a little bit if you want to follow along. I like to stand wider than hip distance apart and really take a deep inhale, bringing every part of my body into it and bringing my hands together for an ending prayer. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I love you. Bye.
Jason. Jason Drew.
Get jazzy on.